There you go. Now we've gotten our 10-minute epics out of the way.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was a
Oh, man.
stunner for sure.
Yeah, it goes all over the place. It's got the really catchy, just groovy part, and then it's got the like super psychedelic guitar jam part, and it's a really fun groove the entire time.
Yeah, that psychedelic section, like right after the fake out ending, was just beautiful.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, this is actually, I guess, a song that this band has been playing live for quite some time. And this is a shortened version for the studio. The normal song, when they play it live, is usually at least twice as long.
Oh, dear Lord. Did they play it at, like, the end of the show? That would make a lot of sense.
I don't know. It might be. I just found that out from like some Googling talking about it, because the other thing is, like, when you read through the lyrics, they're like, it kind of makes sense that this song, the lyrics are about sort of the path to enlightenment and the trying to find what in life is going to fulfill you.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting to read through that, but it references, like, the name and a couple of the lyrics reference a forest in northern India called the Madhu Forest. And there's, I guess, I don't know if it's like a fable or a legend or what the deal is in Indian culture, I believe. And I could be butchering all of this. If you know more than me, I'm sorry, because I'm definitely getting most of this wrong. But I guess the idea is that there was this great big forest, and then somebody who was seeking power just completely, like, bulldozed this entire great forest just to build a city, and then was ultimately left unfulfilled. And so I think that is the metaphor that they're using to, just talk about anything in life that you might think is this grand thing that you're working towards that, might ultimately end up not being all that you thought it would be.
Ah, yes.
For something with such sparse lyrics, it's actually quite deep.
Yeah. I think the music really adds up to just the gravity of the folk tale you just described. Yeah, absolutely. I really liked those volume swells near the beginning there. Those were just a gorgeous little touch.
Mm-hmm. And there's so many tiny little details that if you listen to it on good headphones or in speakers or whatever, there's just like tiny little percussion that's really just in the background. You don't notice it a whole lot until you're like really paying attention to it. And then you're like, oh man, this is just full of small details that are really cool.
Gosh. Oh, those are the best.
Yeah, and this is, like I said, off of their most recent album called Shenanigans Nightclub. But going on Spotify, it looks like they have another album that I was also a pretty big fan of from last year that's called Nightlights. I don't particularly remember the song that I have saved off of that album, but if it's anything like this one, I'm sure it is a banger.
Oh, yeah.
So what is our next tune going to be?
So I am going to play an artist signed to Sacred Bones Records, which incidentally is the label that David Lynch himself is signed to, along with his sound designer. So this is Marissa Nadler. Okay. This is off her newest album. It's the lead single, and I think it's a damn good one.